Leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News this morning.
All right, it's 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. It is shaping up to be a wet commute and a rainy week.
So, Sally, I mean, this is unbelievable. We had snow this weekend, then we had a great day yesterday, and now we have rain.
It has been a wild run of weather overall the last few days, but yes, now we're going to rain. And in fact, I have rain in the forecast off and on right through Thursday. And we had lighter rain arrive for us earlier this morning. Just as I was driving in, it started to just sprinkle overall, but a much steadier rain headed our way over the next few hours, just in time for the morning commute. So low cloudiness, road spray allow a few extra minutes for your drive. Some thunder in place as well across northern Illinois. It's a breezy southeast wind as we get a live look at Miller Park. 42 and rain. I don't expect much up in the temperatures for today. We'll hold our readings in the mid-40s for both today and tomorrow. So for today, it's a wetter morning but a drier afternoon. 44. Patchy fog greets your Tuesday morning. We get wet again late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Still mid-40s, but a nice jump in temperatures back into the 50s as we say hello to May 1st. A couple of showers earlier Wednesday morning, and some clearing is possible for us. We'll look at 57 Wednesday, 50s again on Thursday, but a chance for rain again a little later.
Probably should have mowed the lawn yesterday.
I'm
about it
thinking.
now. Well, all right. Thank you, Sally.
All right, Traffic Watch 12 now. Let's get a check of those wet roads.
Matt Salemi is joining us live now in News Shopper 12. Matt, how does it look so far at about 6 a.m.?
So far, so good. We're over 41. We're in the Wauwatosa area. This is where Burleigh goes underneath the freeway, and the headlights here are northbound, taillights are southbound. Right now, you can see that the volume is light. Everybody's cruising along at full freeway speed. The good news is no crashes across the freeway system at this point, so we're looking pretty good for the early morning go. I'll keep an eye on it, let you know if any problems do pop up.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Let's go ahead and pull up the map here so we can get another look. Again, we are all in the green so far this morning, so it is looking good out there on the roads. But again, they could be a little slick, so be careful. It's been 25 years since one of the most infamous crimes in southeastern Wisconsin. I mean, how could you forget this? Two fugitives robbed a Waukesha County bank, killed a police officer, and took a hostage before crashing their van during a shootout. And a 12 News crew was in the middle of this as those bullets flew.
And Eden has an interview with the man who prosecuted what he calls the case of his life.
That's right. A 12 News crew was behind a secured perimeter as father-son fugitives Ted and James Oswald exchanged gunfire with police. Check out this incredible video right here. The Oswalds had killed Waukesha Police Captain James Lutz and taken a hostage before their crime spree ended in dramatic fashion. Former Waukesha County District Attorney Paul Butcher prosecuted the case. He was at the scene 25 years ago as two other police officers were shot but survived. Butcher vividly recalls the scene that day and the hours of work it took to bring the case to trial with multiple crime scenes.
It was certainly the case of the century for me and of my lifetime, and I hope to God that we never see anything like that again. Looking back, I was proud to be a part of it. I can tell you that.
The Oswalds are both serving life sentences in separate Wisconsin prisons.
I mean, Eden, you look at that video, it is so intense and it's still so captivating all these years later. And knowing that one of our crews were in the middle of all this just made it all more terrifying.
Yeah, take a listen to this. Our reporter Renee Riddle was there.
It certainly gave Bob and I a whole new appreciation for our law enforcement and what they're asked to do every day. And when the bullets start flying, you don't run away, you run towards them. And what they do to protect our community is so admirable. And
can't imagine what it was like for a crew that was there in this video. Just unbelievable even 25 years later, guys.
Yeah, thank you for showing that to us, Eden. I mean, chaotic, dangerous, just all of the above. Really scary. Thank you.
I promise at the end of 6 years I'll be very happy, but you're going to be left with the strongest country you've ever had. I promise you that.
President Trump there assuring the crowd at his rally in Green Bay Saturday night that he will serve 2 full terms.
12 News' Matt Smith reports Wisconsin will no doubt definitely be a battleground state in 2020.
Every day between now and November 2020, We are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting.
President Trump atop a prime piece of political real estate Saturday.
Hello, Green Bay. Thank you.
A critical part of Wisconsin that helped send him to the White House.
You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country.
In a state that will help determine if he stays. The president is facing a slew of Democratic hopefuls, a half dozen who have already campaigned here.
I believe that there's no pathway to the nomination without going through this great state.
Now is the time to transform this country. Now is the time to win this election.
Democratic and independent voters are already targets. A year and a half until Election Day.
As a voter, have you made up your mind yet?
Oh, no.
42% of Wisconsinites say they'll definitely or probably vote to re-elect the president, according to a Marquette University Law School poll out this month. 46% say they definitely vote for someone else.
We got a lot of young people out there. You want to know the truth? I actually think we have more than they do. Who knows?
The president won Wisconsin in 2016 by less than 1% of the vote. A clear indication of what's at stake for both sides. In Ishwabanon, I'm Matt Smith, WISN 12 News.
And 12 News looked into a claim that the president made against Governor Evers during that rally in the Green Bay area. While the president praised former Governor Scott Walker, who was in the crowd, President Trump told the crowd Governor Evers plans to veto legislation which protects Wisconsin babies born alive.
The baby is born. The mother meets with the doctor. They take care of the baby. They wrap the baby beautifully. And then the doctor and the mother determine whether or not they will execute the baby. I don't think so.
The president is referring to Governor Evers' plan to veto a bill that would punish doctors with life in prison if they do not provide medical care for babies born alive after a failed abortion attempt. Governor Evers tells the Journal Sentinel that he's vetoing it because he believes those protections already exist and the bill is meant to cause division. The bill's co-sponsor told the Journal Sentinel the bill simply removes any ambiguity that a health care provider must care for the life and health of a baby.
12 News Time, 6:07, and what a bad game yesterday for the Bucks. They took a hard L at home against the Celtics in Game 1.
Yeah, and you were there for that disappointment, but some are saying that this is the beginning of the end for the Bucks.
I don't know where Milwaukee goes from here because
Whoa. So is this over?
No, listen, I think it's over.
This series is over.
Yeah, they
One
lost.
game? You just sat there and said that they could win an NBA championship.
Yeah, I did say that.
Man, every time I hear that, it just gets me all upset every time. That was ESPN commentator and former Celtic Paul Pierce. Some strong comments after just Game 1. It's not even Game 3. It's Game 1.
Game 1. Hillary Mintz is joining us live on Milwaukee's east side this morning. So, Hillary, after the game, I was disappointed, too, but I tweeted out my support.
Yes, as we all
What
said.
are fans there saying?
Yeah, hey guys, not the outcome that Bucks fans wanted, that we all wanted here in Milwaukee. So we're here at Ma Fisher's checking in with the breakfast crowd this morning to find out their thoughts on what happens to the Bucks from here, and especially get some reaction to those Paul Pierce comments. I have with us this morning the original. This is Thor Laufer. Thor, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for talking with me.
All right, so Bucks game didn't go the way we wanted.
No, it didn't, but we've been doing really awesome up to this point, and I think we should be able to continue that. I don't think all hope should be lost because we lost one game.
That's what I'm saying. So these Paul Pierce comments saying this is over.
That's just hype. I mean, he's pretty biased, and hey, it's a long way to go yet before it's over, and we may take it all the way.
All right, now final question for you, Thor. Have you seen the Avengers?
Have I? Yes, I have.
And so, you have your own hammer, or?
Actually, when I was growing up, I did.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thor Laufer, Bucks fan, Avengers fan. You never know who you're going to find here at Ma Fisher's this morning. So again, Bucks fans believing in the team, looking forward to Game 2. Paul Pierce, forget about it. Guys, back to you.
Is that his real name or a nickname, Thor?
No, he said it's his real name. It's his original birth name, right?
I'm sorry, I had to
Okay,
ask.
right.
Thanks, Hillary.
And I'm glad you asked if he saw Avengers, especially after this weekend. Hillary, thank you. All right, the Revenge Series continues tomorrow night. Tip-off for Game 2 set for 7 o'clock. Fiserv Forum. The series moves to Boston for Games 3 and 4. Good luck to the team as they continue this series.
I mean, those will be tough games when they go on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, Sally will join us to introduce April's top teacher winner.
You just feel like this warm sense of community. Kids are excited to see you. I'm excited to see them. And then you get free hugs during the day, too.
What's not to love? We'll tell you how this educator is helping students gain confidence and a strong foundation in reading.
Have a leaky faucet or no hot water? You need Roman Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Don't put off your call to Roman. Call today for the $39.95 Spring Service Call Special. They're the ones you trust. Now offering plumbing, heating, and cooling.
Here's to the hardest working people in America. They deserve to enjoy warm summer days and Blaine's Farm and Fleet's lowest prices of the season. Like Scott's Turf.
Our April top teacher is a reading specialist from Hoover Elementary in West Dallas.
And Sally, Mrs. Ford is helping students gain confidence, and she's helping them build that strong foundation in reading.
And she does it kind of linking food so you can sort of taste books. It's really a lot of fun.
You're our WYSN top teacher. We surprised Mrs. Ford while they were gearing up to read and discuss their most recent book.
What do you love best about her?
She's really nice. She helps me with my spelling. I love that she's a good reading teacher.
She's a good reading teacher, yes?
She encourages us to find success.
Mrs. Ford greets the students outside every morning.
Why do you think he's called Scaredy Squirrel? I'm scared of.
And offers them book tastings to encourage them to read.
We set up like a restaurant style environment. We put a fireplace on the projector. And kids get to move to different tables and preview books that they might want to read. And then they get to actually choose that book and then read it. Keep reading, but remember, we're going to try and make it nice and smooth when you read.
Mrs. Ford works with kindergarten through 5th grade at Hoover Elementary in West Dallas.
Some kids that have some struggles with reading, and then some kids who are really excelling at reading and need that extra push. And I love exposing kids to books that they don't know yet or authors they don't know yet. And then when that look in their eye where they're like, I love that book, that just makes what I do that much better. What do you think this big long word is? Can we break it up into pieces? Yeah. Sensation. Oh my gosh, good job.
She fosters excitement for reading and a passion for learning.
You just feel like this warm sense of community. Kids are excited to see you. I'm excited to see them. And then you get free hugs during the day, too.
Not a bad paycheck at the end of the day. And a reading specialist is so important to a school. You know, many of our children have a little trouble kind of navigating early on.
Right.
Once you turn that on, you change their lives forever.
Yeah.
That was so sweet. I love that. And you can tell the kids really like her, too. Thank you for sharing that. That was a good one.
Thank you. All right, coming up, Ed Asner stopped by 12 News yesterday. He had a message for a certain someone's kids.
Kate, Will, and Holly, clear the room.
That'll make you do it. Who the star of Up was talking to and what show he's in. That will be right here in Milwaukee.
Well, coming up in our business headlines, a new survey finds less Americans are planning on taking a summer vacation. We'll tell you what's leading to this drop. We'll be right back.
Just say hi there.
Oh, yes.
I
just met you.
So if you like this movie Up, who doesn't, then you know the voice of TV icon Ed Asner.
And Eden, a lot of people know Ed Asner for his role on the Mary Tyler Moore Show as well.
That's right. What a career he's had. And he also made a stop here at Channel 12. Take a look at this.
Is there going to be a sequel to the movie Up? My children are a huge fan of that movie. The one you did the voiceover for.
Well, what about you, honey?
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Well, that's my girl. If it was as good as the first one. I didn't know the first one was that good, but I was delighted how it turned out.
All of our staff had a great time getting to know Asner last night. Asner is in Milwaukee playing a Holocaust survivor in a concert reading of The Soap Myth, a play that grapples with Holocaust deniers and anti-Semitism. Now, the reading is open to the public and it begins at 7 o'clock tonight at Congregation Shalom in Fox Point. It's part of a partnership with the Holocaust Education Resource Center.
And so I woke up this morning to my Facebook feed seeing so many people who work here taking pictures with him, and so it was nice. It seemed like he talked to pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I think that was one of the perks of working the weekend, right? This past weekend. Well, Stephanie Sutton, by the way, she had Asner record a message for her kids. Watch this.
Kate, Will, and Holly, clear the rooms.
Sounds very assertive.
Sounds like everybody's dad.
I know, it's very authoritative.
We got to get an update from Steph and see if the kids actually cleaned up their room. Maybe it worked.
I would listen.
But you know, his character as Lou Grant, you know, I think anybody who's ever worked in a newsroom, you know, can appreciate that character and the humor that he brought to that role and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you'll need a little sense of humor with the rain that's in the forecast pretty much all week long. I have showers in the forecast nearly every day through Thursday. In fact, every day. Now, as we get a look, it's mostly cloudy at this hour. We're peeking at Discovery World's camera, 42 degrees. Winds right now, east-southeast at 20, gusting to 31 miles an hour. So breezy, rainy, kind of windy and raw through the morning. Now, the rain earlier today, a little lighter. Substantial area of steadier and moderate rain is beginning to approach southern Wisconsin. It's here just in time for the morning commute. So allow a few extra minutes traveling, not only with the road spray and the falling rain, you'll be running the wipers. And we're going to be looking at a steady period of rain over the next couple of hours. Now, there is some thunder across northern Illinois associated with this. I don't think we get much in the way of thunder, but we will indeed look at a wet morning underway. Temperature trends today, I'm going 44, 46 for tomorrow, then a nice climb in our readings Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back into the mid to upper 50s. Still some wet Wednesday and again on Thursday, but it looks drier to me Friday, Saturday, and for a good portion of Sunday. So our model's doing a really good job with this rainfall this morning. It will persist for us through the morning and into the very early afternoon. Then I do think we stand a chance for a good period of dryness this afternoon, but the cloud deck will continue to stick around. Overnight tonight, we'll look at the potential for a little bit of patchy fog. Winds will get a little lighter overnight, and with that and the moisture we're getting today, we could very well develop some fog. We're dry tomorrow during the morning, and then it's into the afternoon. Here we are at 5:30. We get wet again. This system, number 2 of the week, promises to bring us a better part of half an inch, maybe an inch of rainfall, and some thunder possible for Tuesday as well. So 44, the rain's around for us this morning. We're a little drier this afternoon. Patchy fog greets your Tuesday morning and then showers again later day. Wednesday, we'll look at chances for rain in store for us as we move into the mid-50s. Showers are earlier Wednesday, then again later on Thursday. Friday, sunny and 56. Saturday looks pretty good as well as we jump right back into the 60s. Sheldon, Adrian?
All right, Sal, looking good for the weekend. We just got to get through
the week.
Soggy
Monday,
start
Tuesday,
of the week.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, all that stuff. Coming up, Summerfest just released the lineup for the Briggs and Stratton stage.
What 90s band behind one of the decade's biggest hits is coming to Milwaukee?
Also coming up in our business headlines, why Apple is bracing for bad news for beginning of 2019.
Plus, why a new survey shows more Americans are not taking a summer vacation. We'll be right back.
And this morning's business headlines, a new report shows 39 million adults will not take a summer vacation this year because can't afford it.
Yeah, I don't like this. According to the survey from Bankrate, the average vacation will cost you about $2,000. Experts say if you're flexible to when and where you go and you consider traveling in the off season, that can help you save money. They also recommend you book travel in the shoulder season, so that means that it's between the peak and the off season.
I'm a big fan of traveling around the holidays,
The
not doing
shoulder season.
Yeah, you get a good deal, you do. Wall Street expects that Apple's latest quarterly snapshot will show a discouraging start to 2019. Financial analysts predict the consumer electronics giant will report today that its revenue earnings declined between January and March versus a year earlier. Apple acknowledged earlier this year that demand for iPhones is going down. I have noticed more people with those droids.
You're right. Yeah. Federal Reserve policymakers will wrap up a 2-day meeting on Wednesday. Investors will be listening for an update on the central bank's interest rate policy. At the Fed's last meeting in March, officials left the Fed's key interest rate unchanged and trimmed their outlook for rate hikes this year from 2 to none. Third Eye Blind right there. They will perform at the Briggs & Stratton stage June 29th at Summerfest. Summerfest just released the schedule this morning, so here it is. Quinn 92 kicks off June 26th. St. Paul and the Broken Bones June 27th. Lovely the Band June 28th. Catfish and the Bottlemen June 30th. First Aid Kit July 2nd. Switchfoot July 3rd. Courtney Barnett July 4th. 38 Special July 5th. Skillet July 6th, followed by Dispatch July 7th. I saw Third Eye Blind a few years ago. They were really good. They had a lot of hits.
I was just going to say they look so young in that music video that we just showed. But it was like 22 years ago, so it makes sense.
Right. We look young too 22 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's true. At 6:27, coming up, a warm welcome home for a local high school robotics team.
What time is it? 9:30!
Oh, we love this. We'll tell you how they fared in the first robotics competition world championship in Detroit over the weekend.
Anything that we need to do for her, we will be here for her.
And a beloved baker in Cudahy is recovering this morning after a violent rampage.
10-12 News this morning.
All right, it'll likely be raining when you head out the door this morning.
A rainy week kind of overall. Definitely a good one to have the umbrella with you at all times just in case, Sally.
I'm going to stick with the April showers thing for Mayflowers.
We'll look on the bright side.
Not much else we can really do here. We're looking at a lot in the way of showers in the forecast for your work week, at least off and on through Thursday. Now, right now we have rain at the airport. Temperatures are at 42 degrees. Look at winds are southeast at 20, gusting to 31 miles an hour. So rainy, windy, and raw, especially for this morning. Rain will become a little steadier. You can see no escaping it for this morning. It was lighter earlier, but a larger area of moderate rain in place for us just in time for the morning commute. So with the low cloudiness, road spray, and the falling rain, you'll certainly be running the wipers through the morning. Allow maybe a couple of extra minutes for your morning commute. Taking a look, we can barely see Miller Park there. We have those gusty winds in place, dew point temperature in at 36 degrees. Now with the rain, I expect the potential for fog for tonight as well. So it's a rainy morning, but we should stay drier this afternoon. I'm going to keep our temperatures today and tomorrow in the mid-40s, a little cooler. Some fog tomorrow morning and then a rainy finish for later in the day tomorrow. We could see another half-inch of rain by tomorrow night and into early Wednesday morning, but Wednesday highs are back into the 50s. Adrienne Sheldon.
All right, I'm just glad I grabbed the raincoat this morning.
Right, might need it all week. Thank you. Let's get a check on your morning commute now.
Yeah, Matt Fleming is live at News Chopper 12. Matt, the roads are wet this morning, causing some incidents.
We don't have any incidents that I'm aware of just yet, but we're looking down at a new construction project that is literally just being set up right now, a roadway closure in Wauwatosa. Center Street is shut down right now between 60th and 68th Street, and you can see that they're putting up the barricades as we speak. They're going to be redoing the pavement here. Actually, it's going to go from 60th all the way to 76th, but this first phase one is going to be today, and it's going to be taking up between 60th and 68th. Center Street will be closed completely. They just shut it down, in fact. And then tomorrow, weather permitting, they're going to complete the entire thing and work on this section here between 68th and 76th Street. So your best bet as an alternate is going to be North Avenue during this closure here along Center Street. Again, 68th to 60th, and then tomorrow, 68th to 76th. So prepare for that and head to North Avenue as an alternate.
All right, definitely a good heads up there, Matt. Thank you.
All right, let's pull up our Traffic Watch 12 system-wide map right now. We're only seeing a few slowdowns on the map right now, including this one in the northbound lanes of 43 south of downtown. Other than that, it's mostly green if you are heading out anywhere in or around downtown Milwaukee.
If somebody needs my help, I'm there.
A beloved baker beat right outside of her shop. The thief tried taking a van donated to this well-known business owner just 4 months ago.
12 News' Sarah Tamer spoke with the victim's daughter, and she says her mom did not deserve this.
Jennifer Clark sent me a message saying she's okay, just dealing with some bruises. I sat down with her daughter, who tells me her mom didn't deserve this.
I was finishing slicing ham, and all I heard was the horn honk. That's our universal sign to each other. Hey, I need something, come to the car.
Courtney Clark describes the moments after her mom was attacked Sunday morning outside of their shop, Jen's Sweet Treats. She didn't want to go on camera, but she says calling 911 on what was supposed to be a typical Sunday has her shaken up.
I need an ambulance and I need cops now.
Police say they were called just before 8 Sunday morning near Jen's Sweet Treats, where someone attacked a 75-year-old man.
I was the one that called 911 because he was not feeling well.
Employees at Cudahy's Pancake House know the man well. They serve him every morning.
I need to drink a coffee or sometimes to eat breakfast.
Police say the 34-year-old suspect then attacked Jennifer Clark and tried to pull her out of her van.
Don't you cry.
A van she recently received from the community as a thank you for all the ways she gives back.
Horrible. Horrible. Sunday morning, broad daylight in Little Cudahy.
She's the sweetest lady out there and will help anybody.
Jamin Ruckavina has known Jen for 5 years and helps her when she needs things fixed at the store. He says he was helping her put together a cake stand not long before she was attacked.
I left to get coffee, and on my way back is when I seen all the chaos happening. I tried to help stop the guy from getting away.
Courtney says she and her mom want to focus on the 75-year-old victim who's being treated at the hospital. As for Jen, she'll likely be back at work Monday morning.
That's what Jen does.
The suspect was taken into custody and is now in the Milwaukee County Jail. Police say he also assaulted 2 other officers. Reporting in Cudahy, Sarah Tamer, WISN 12 News.
So police took the suspect into custody, and they say that he assaulted, as Sarah just mentioned, there 2 other officers. He's now in the Milwaukee County Jail. We'll keep you updated on that.
I feel really horrible about the game today, but super excited for the next games. I think we'll come back. This should put a fire under their butt.
Here's the deal. It's a 7-game series. It's a 7-game series.
I'm not worried. Giannis got it, man. We're going to crush it. We got this.
Yeah, these really are the Bucks faithful. Fans are vowing not to give up hope after an ugly loss at home against the Celtics yesterday in Game 1. We'll have much more reaction from the fans straight ahead with Hillary.
But first, Eden joining us now. Eden, I was at that game. It was not pretty. The crowd deflated real quick.
Yeah, it was rough. You know, the Bucks certainly didn't look like themselves yesterday, especially considering how well they've played at home all season long. Now, the Greek Freak, he didn't make his first field goal until the second quarter. The Celtics managed to contain him, limiting him to just 22 points. Meanwhile, Boston stars shined. Kyrie Irving finished with a double-double, 26 points and 11 assists. While the Bucks only trailed by 2 at the break, Boston took over in the second half. The Bucks beat down by the Celtics in Game 1. They lost 112-90.
The Celtics just came out, played hard, moved the ball, put more effort, put more energy into the game than us, and they're a great team. You know, that's what they're supposed to do.
Well, they hit us in the mouth. That was pretty surprising, but it's the playoffs, and you got to learn how to get hit and get back up. And I know this team very well, that we have a great group of guys that's super competitive. So I'm sure, you know, we took that punch, and we're going to come back Tuesday and figure it out and be ready to play.
All right, so including the playoffs, the Bucks have now played 87 games this year, and this is just the 6th time all season that they've been held under 100 points.
All right, this is just one game in a 7-game series. There's a lot to look forward to. So when is the next game, and how's the rest of the schedule panning out?
Yeah, the Revenge Series continues tomorrow night. Tip-off for Game 2 is set for 7 o'clock at Fiserv Forum. The series then moves to Boston for Games 3 and 4, and we are certainly putting good vibes out there. We want our Bucks to win this time.
You're right. Hopefully they do. We're talking about this right now on Facebook Live. If people think they can bounce back, Eden, thank you. That was a really tough loss, though, yesterday.
It sure was. As you mentioned, you were at the game yesterday. You said it felt like the crowd just deflated.
I mean, at some point, people were really not cheering anymore.
Yeah, and some folks are even saying, some critics, some naysayers, that this is the beginning of the end for the Bucks.
I don't know where Milwaukee goes from here because.
Whoa! So is this over?
No, listen. I think it's over.
This series is over.
Yeah, they lost.
Game? You just sat there and said that they could win an NBA championship.
Yeah, I did say that.
All right, so that was ESPN commentator and former Celtic Paul Pierce. Some strong comments after Game 1, and he had the nerve to roll his eyes.
He's just trying to rile people up. Hillary is joining us live on Milwaukee's East Side. Hillary, you're talking to fans this morning.
We are. You know, some Bucs fans a little disappointed at the breakfast table this morning here at Ma Fisher's on the east side. But you know what? They believe in the team, and we have a couple here joining us this morning. John and Pam Eversfield having a little breakfast. Now, you guys, you caught the game.
Yes, we did watch. Quite disappointed. Looked like they had a pretty good plan to defense Giannis. But
they kind of stopped him a little bit.
Yes, they did. I imagine be quite motivated to have a great game next time.
What do you?
Three-point shooting did keep them in the game for a while, but it is a long series. We hope anyway.
Yes, we do hope it's
done in the end.
Paul Pierce, former Celtic, says this is over after one game.
Oh well. That's not true. We can't believe that.
No, we can't. All right. Well, we'll let you guys enjoy your breakfast. Thank you, Bucs fans here, believing in the team here. Not over one game. No, not even close. John saying long series coming up. That's the latest here on the east side of Milwaukee, North and Farwell. Back to you guys.
All right. Fans will be out tomorrow night. Home court advantage will hopefully carry them through a win tomorrow. Hillary, thank you.
A lot of people will be talking about this at work today. Well, deputies say he spoiled his wedding with his 8th OWI.
Yeah, that man has a court appearance today in Racine County. We'll tell you what's happening.
Plus, a big win for McGuanago Robotics team. Just how high they placed at the 2019 First Robotics Competition World Championship.
And two families bonded together after a dramatic toddler rescue. Just how close they have gotten over the last year.
We gained exclusive access into a chicken nugget factory.
There was a recall because there was wood found in some of the products. How does that happen? Cooling.
According to police, the 19-year-old who opened fire Saturday on Sabbath worshipers in a deadly shooting rampage.
It's highlighting concerns about more hate crimes across the country. Jared Hill is in Washington for us this morning. Hi, Jared.
Hey, good morning, Adrian and Sheldon. The California synagogue shooting is being condemned as a hate crime. But just days after President Trump praised Confederate Commander Robert E. Lee as a great general, there are questions about whether or not political rhetoric is fueling violence.
You're listening to a rabbi that today could have been my funeral.
As survivors of Saturday's deadly synagogue shooting in Southern California mourned at a vigil Sunday night, a renewed conversation about violent hate in America.
We forcefully condemn the evil of anti-Semitism and hate, which must be defeated.
According to the latest FBI statistics, hate crimes rose from 2016 to 2017. Racially motivated attacks the highest, followed by attacks based on religion. The California synagogue shooting, which killed one woman and injured 3 others, comes 6 months after 11 were gunned down in a synagogue in Pittsburgh. In January, authorities stopped a planned attack on a mosque in New York, but Saturday's suspected shooter, a 19-year-old white male college student, reportedly cited March's deadly mosque shootings in New Zealand as inspiration for his attack.
We've been calling on not only the Judiciary Committee in past years, but Homeland Security Committee also, to deal with the rise in hate crimes, especially under this president.
While President Trump condemned the Southern California shooting as a hate crime, he continues to come under fire for language believed to embolden white nationalism, and his administration criticized for downplaying what some see as a growing threat.
We don't see a connection to other groups. It was a hate crime, no doubt about it.
So far, more than $2 million also have been raised to help rebuild 3 historically black churches in Louisiana burned down in what are believed to be hate crimes. Meanwhile, the suspected California synagogue shooter is due in court on Wednesday. Reporting in Washington, I'm Jared Hill for WISN 12 News.
6:46 now in a plea hearing today for the man police say spoiled his wedding with his 8th OWI.
Yeah, I can't do anything. Not until I talk to my lawyer. I'm supposed to get married tomorrow.
Racine Sheriff's deputies arrested Kevin Tarbox in December. They say that he drove more than 100 miles an hour drunk as they tried to pull him over for speeding. Body camera video shows deputies talking to his wife, who is seen crying in the passenger seat. You see her right there, that light shining on her. His plea hearing is set for 9 this morning.
It's 6:46, and could you live without your smartphone?
No. I'm not even going to try to say that I could, because I couldn't.
Well, looking ahead this morning, we are calling a report that's airing tonight at 10, smartphone shutdown.
And 12 News' Kent Wainscott is working on an experiment that is not for the faint of heart.
How long could you go without your cell phone? And what would you miss most if you gave it up?
I honestly don't know how I'm going to end up waking up tomorrow morning.
It's going to be weird because I feel like you don't realize how often you use your phone.
Of course, Mom's going to be freaking out about not being able to contact me.
The eye-opening experiment that surprised a lot of people.
So I'm interested to see these results. You can see Kent's report. It's called Smartphone Shutdown. It's tonight on 12 News at 10. Up here we have four
phones between the two of us.
4 phones, iPad.
I don't think,
that
honestly,
would be really tough, so I'm looking forward to seeing that story. I could use some tips as to how to do that.
Like I told you earlier, I gave up a social media app, and it felt like torture, so we'll see. A warm welcome home for some local high school students and their robotics team.
What time is it? 9:30!
That's McGuanago Team 930's triumphant return after taking second place in the 2019 First Robotics Competition World Championship in Detroit this weekend. The team says that they really overcame several losses early on in the competition to bring home their new hardware.
Once we started winning, everybody just kept getting more excited, and it kept rooting the drive team on a little bit more. And it just really inspired us just to keep going harder and harder. And every match, we're like, we made it this far, we're proud of ourselves this far, but we know we can go farther.
Thousands of students from more than 30 countries competed in that event. So congratulations to those students there from McGuanago. That is great news.
And I love that they're being celebrated this way and getting this wonderful welcome home for all of their hard work.
A lot of people showed up.
Yeah, they sure did. A Florida sheriff's deputy and his wife have formed a deep bond with a family after the deputy's dramatic rescue of a choking baby last year.
So, Eden, what a connection to bring together two families.
Yeah, really. Kingston Crowell and Marion County Deputy Jeremy Nix, they have more than just a strong bond. Kingston has been part of Jeremy and his wife Nikki's family for the past year. Ever since this happened, Kingston stopped breathing and his frantic mother and her sister pulled over and flagged down the deputy. You see that right there? You can see him on dash cam video doing CPR, but when that didn't work, he rushed the baby to the hospital where doctors were able to revive the child.
I think it was a God thing. I think it was the right place, right time, which put me in that position for the right reason.
I remember dropping to my knees and just screaming, thank God, like I could breathe.
Ooh, can't imagine how scary that moment was for the mother. Months later, Nicole asked the Nixes to be Kingston's godparents, and suddenly two families adopted one another. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that is so special. An amazing story. So how has the family kept in touch during this time?
Yeah, so they have still kept in touch. Kingston's fight for survival has spawned a relationship that's changing culture and bridging color barriers for an officer and a single mom. Deputy Nix says it's opened a door to have conversations and create new friendships that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Crowell says their relationship goes beyond any barriers. It's just about love. And you can feel that from seeing the video there. Yeah.
Yes,
I remember when that story first made news last year, so it's nice to see that they've kept in touch over the past 12 months.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah.
And that baby was so tiny and now growing into such a cutie little boy. Umbrellas. At least I do think you can tuck the snow shovel away. You know, people in Kenosha. Well, maybe not. People in Kenosha, 4 to 6 inches of snow in Kenosha, a little closer to the Illinois border. Now, this morning and the next few days, it's all about rain. Here's our camera mounted on the Aurora Hospital in Oconomowoc, where it's 42 degrees. Traffic
6:56 at our top stories this morning. People in Milwaukee honored the memory of those who died on the job for Workers' Memorial Day yesterday. Union members gathered to remember those who have lost their lives at work from accidents or illness. 106 workers were killed in Wisconsin in 2017.
The manager of a BMW dealership accused of hiding a camera inside the women's bathroom, scheduled to have a preliminary hearing today. Employees at Umansky Motors BMW of Milwaukee North made that discovery earlier this month. Court gets underway at 8:30 this morning.
A high-speed chase ended with a crash in Sheboygan County over the weekend. The sheriff's office says a deputy tried to stop a man for erratic driving. This was at about 5:30 last night on I-43. Well, he took off, topping speeds of 115 miles an hour. The sheriff's office didn't release the man's name, but says he faces multiple charges after crashing.
The Pewaukee woman who got the surprise of her lifetime on Kelly and Ryan will be on the radio this morning. There she is. Sabrina Hentz is filling in on WKLH's morning show during the 7 to 8 o'clock hour. She and her husband Brad planned their spring break getaway to New York City. Not only did they get to go to the show and be in the audience, but Sabrina got to sit in Kelly's seat. remarkable. Love that story.
And we are wishing her the best. I know she'll do a great job this morning. So let's go ahead and take a look at our map here. I am seeing a little bit of a slowdown there on 94, and right here we're seeing a crash that is at Moreland, but not causing that big of a backup, at least not yet. Sheldon?
All right, Adrian, thanks so much. In the morning rush, there is new video showing a terrifying view of the Seattle crane collapse that killed 4 people. Take a look. Dash camera video from this person's car captured the collapse. That crane fell from the roof of a building under construction on the new Google Seattle campus. Seattle College says a student was among those who died in that crane accident. We're expected to learn more about the victims a little bit later today. Well, if you weren't a fan of the New York Mets, this will definitely fuel your disdain for them even more. You got to see this. A Mets fan dumped beer all over Ryan Braun when he jumped up to try to make a catch in the outfield. It looks like the fan was trying to catch the ball with the beer, and then it spilled at the same time. Come on, guys. Stay classy, Mets fans. And Avengers Assemble. Fans certainly did this weekend. The movie broke all sorts of records as it made $1.2 billion at the global box office. A record 4,600 theaters opened the movie. The Endgame is the fastest movie to ever hit the $350 million mark in the United States. 17 students at Cincinnati's Walnut High School all got perfect ACT scores. And what's truly amazing is just how improbable this is to achieve. According to the ACT, of all the students who take the exam, only about 0.1% earn a perfect score. So not only did these 17 kids get a perfect score, something like 20 other students came within 1 point of getting a perfect score.
Oh,
I don't want to talk about my ACT scores.
Can you imagine that senior class, what they're going to do?
Can't wait to see where they all go to college.
He must have some amazing teachers there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Well, you want the coffee extra tall for this morning because the rain is falling, and we're looking at a steady rain across much of southern Wisconsin at this hour. Your forecast for today, rainy right through the morning, windy as well, a little drier this afternoon. We'll call for showers again later in the day tomorrow and into Wednesday, often on Thursday afternoon. But we start a warm-up that begins on Wednesday and the weekend. So far, so good.
But have the umbrella with you
Yes.
pretty much every day this week, it looks like, just in case.
All right, GMA's next. We'll have another update.